It took till 2003 for Southland to record its first ever victory over North Harbour, and since then wins have become both frequent and emphatic, culminating in last year's blitz against this foe. Nothing in the interim suggests a change is imminent, though the presence of the STHLD Shield can throw the form book to the wind. Harbour has been criticised this year for lacking application, particularly on defence, when yet again they field a team that sparkles in theory yet often fizzles in practice. However, an inspired effort truly befitting their talent could take the coveted trophy today, thereby consigning all other results to an insignificant past. The defenders of the Loggerwood now have the experience to know the threat this afternoon is far more than complacency, as many around town would have you believe. The Stags know the playmakers from the north could wreak havoc if they don't man the barricades with the same ferocity that became synonymous with the last Shield era. Good afternoon, Brendan Laney.
Great to be here, Tom. Looking forward to this occasion. It's always great to be down here for a Shield match, and obviously North Harbour just want to take them apart.
And as we see North Harbour come on, if the All Black selectors have you in their sights, then stepping up for the big games is paramount to making an impression. So the onus is on Ben Afiaki to pass the test. The Southland front row will set him to compete with the likes of Franks and Crockett's of this world. The 128 kg prop also needs to be prominent beyond the set piece. And moving north in search of more game time has proved fruitful for both player and team alike, as David Raikkonen has thrived on regular footy, chipping in with a couple of tries and looking menacing threat given space. The Fijian can also cover centre and fullback, those jobs ably filled by the speed of Wolf and the guile of Walker. And new to the bench today is lock Michael Farmer, and Ken Pesey's presence mean there's plenty of pace literally in the wings. Southland jogging out, led by McIntosh, and not sure his IT and science degrees will be much use today, but a long apprenticeship in the club and development scene certainly will be for Ben Nally, who gets a well-earned start alongside Josh Beckwith. The Maris lock comes from good rugby stock and has the safe hands and strong heart required to prosper in this company. And Southland fans yearn for outside backs that can break the line at will, and while others have had occasional success, it's stock and trade for Cade Pokey. The former Marco is enjoying his best season yet and thriving in this environment from the quality service provided by Kendrick Lynn, another to excel in fair weather and foul. And with Scotty having a rest, a chance for another highly promising first five, and Marty McKenzie to show his wares. A Shield defence wouldn't be complete without the hardy contribution from Jason Rutledge. It took till 2003 for Southland to record its first ever victory over North Harbour, and since then wins have become both frequent and emphatic, culminating in last year's blitz against this foe. Nothing in the interim suggests a change is imminent, though the presence of the STHLD Shield can throw the form book to the wind. Harbour's been criticised this year for lacking application, particularly on defence, when yet again they field a team that sparkles in theory, yet often fizzles in practice. However, an inspired effort, truly befitting their talent, could take the coveted trophy today, thereby consigning all other results to an insignificant past. The defenders of the Loggerwood now have the experience to know that the threat this afternoon is far more than complacency, as many round town would have you believe. The Stags know the playmakers from the north could wreak havoc if they don't man the barricades with the same ferocity that became synonymous with the last Shield era. My question to former international Brendan Laney is, can Harbour turn their form around and be a threat today?
Well, Tom, I know that everyone sitting up in Harbour would love this to happen. They probably haven't had the best of seasons in Harbour's sort of records, but look, this is a Shield match. It's a fantastic day down here, although we see the storms are meant to be coming, Tom, but look, this is just a great occasion.
Well, let's check with Melody Robbins to see if we're closer to the poles or the tropics today.
Yeah, that's right. Storm? What storm? It has been sunshine down here in Invercargill all day, although I have to say there's a strong gusty wind going across the field, which is going to be difficult to contend with. And it is very chilly here, so fingers crossed conditions don't change.
Yes, I think it's nice now, but I advise you're going home quickly, Mel, straight after the game. Heading to the airport. Is North Harbour, of course, quashed here last year by a significant margin, but it was a very entertaining game with tries aplenty. Could be the same again today in these conditions. And if the All Black selectors have you in their sights, and stepping up for the big games is paramount to making an impression, so the onus is on Ben Afiaki to pass the test. The Southland front row will set him to compete with the likes of Franks and Crockett of this world. The 128 kg prop needs to be prominent beyond the set piece. And moving north in search of more game time has proved fruitful for both player and team alike, as David Raikkonen has thrived on regular footy, chipping in with a couple of tries and looks a menacing threat given space. The Fijian can also cover centre and fullback, but those jobs ably filled today by Wolf and Walker. And in the reserves, a new name, Michael Farmer, and Ken Pesey's presence means there's plenty of pace, literally, in the wings. And no matter the form of the opposition, the Stags are all too aware that every team in this competition will have its day, and their opposition are well and truly due to put in an 80-minute performance. Inspired by the spoils on offer, they know even a citadel built to protect the Shield is no use if you leave the door open. Bringing the changes again of the selectors, but no change to the captaincy. Jamie McIntosh behind the mascot Stag onto Rugby Park this afternoon. And not sure his IT and science degrees will be of much use today, but a long apprenticeship in the club and development scene certainly will for Ben Nally, who gets a well-earned start alongside Josh Beckwith. The Maris lot comes from good rugby stock and is the safe hands and strong heart required to prosper in this company. The Southland fans yearn for outside backs that can break the line at will, and while others have had occasional success, it's stock and trade for Cade Pokey. The former Marco was enjoying his best season yet, thriving in the environment and from the quality service provided by Kendrick Lynn, another to excel in fair weather or foul. And with Scott Eade having a rest, a chance for another highly promising first five and Marty McKenzie to show his wares, and a Shield defence wouldn't be complete without a hearty contribution from Jason Rutledge. Chris Pollock in charge of today's game. He'll be assisted by Andrew Rowland and Peter Wilkinson, and Mike Bowman, who made the big call last time, giving Josh Beckwith the try against Counties Manukau. Of course, he got the keys to the city after that. He's back in the in the TMO job.
Yeah, no, he definitely deserved that, to be fair, Tom. I think there's quite a few spates given to him as well.
He enjoyed the fun banter afterwards and does his job well. So it's the first match for the afternoon of a very busy weekend. Bottom of the Premiership against bottom of the Championship, but of course the Ramfurly Shield key focus this afternoon, and that ball just went to the touch, untouched. So a Southland throw.
Yes, one thing here the Southland want to do is get this set piece right as well. They had a few issues in their last game in this part, and I'm sure there's one part they've worked hard on in their last training.
So David Hall's throw to Beckwith, and no problems first time for the most successful line-out team in the competition. McIntosh away to John Hardy, already looking for work early. Is held up in a tackle, but holds the ball and protects it with his body, and away they go through the backs. Quickly Wilson offloading to Robinson, puts the fend and looks for the inside pass to Lynn. Couldn't get there. The tackle was good by Ben Potiker. And Cowan gets him going again, this time towards the grandstand touch. Beckwith involved in the play, and Hardy is second touch and beats the first, beats the second, taken in a tackle by Rudy Wolf, but already up to halfway, and Southland showing their intentions early. They're back and sails with ball in hand, and this man in particular, Robbie Robinson's away. Walker slows him down. Eventually he's put to the deck, but the momentum is well and truly with the Stags. Outside the 22, they keep moving the ball. Cornforth finds a hole, and he finds a try. Tim Cornforth, within the first 1.5 minutes, the Stags in the lead.
Well, what an outstanding try, Tom. What a great way to start. They did exactly what we're talking about down here. They got their set piece right. And one guy that just showed that he loves big games is this guy right here, John Hardy. Fantastic break. Both times he had his hands on the ball. They cleaned their ruck out well. And then they got to the guy who can attack so well, Robbie Robinson. Beautiful. And then they stretched the ball out to the left. North Harbour up offside. And Cornforth, who's a fantastic runner when he's going forward, to score a beautiful try.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, they said this week they were going to play structured rugby, and I guess that's what it was. But usually you expect structured rugby, runner after runner from the forwards, but they used the width, and it was great to see.
So the conversion makes it a 7-point lead for Southland over North Harbour. They scored 7 tries this time last year. They got the first one already in the return clash.
Well, I don't know, Mel. I don't think Dave Henderson's had enough time to get up to his seat there in the box.
He'll be pleased, though.
Potiker with more depth on this kick. Well fielded by Tom Chamberlain against his former teammates from Harbour. He'll be pleased with the start. Recent acquisition down here, but fitted in nicely by all reports, and certainly from what we see on the field. And Lynn, one of the most consistent players in the entire competition. Kendrick Lynn is held up, though. This is good work by Harbour, because they're in a very good position if they can turn the ball over and get themselves a scrum. The referees identified it as a maul, Top work, Harbour.
Yeah, fantastic work. I think Brendan Watt, sorry, did a fantastic job. Brent Ward obviously jumped in. Brent Wilson, sorry, jumped in and helped him out. But just managed to keep him off the ground. It looked like they were trying to kick here, Tom. Move that one ball out a bit wider, and maybe Kendrick Lynn looked to kick, but Harbour did a great job getting up in their face.
So anywhere in the 22, the man to watch for Harbour is the number 8, Matt Luamanu. 5 tries, equal with the best in the competition. Lethal from this kind of distance, if not to score a try, to do some significant damage.
Crouch.
And Chris Smiley, former Highlander, of course, familiar with this ground.
Pause.
But, no chance of getting the ball in first time.
Hold it, boys. Come on.
Big scrum that Harbour offer. Solomon King on the open side, that caught your attention, Brendan.
Yeah, well, he's played a lot of games at 6, so very, very interesting his move to this. I think he's definitely capable enough to do that role, but just quite a change.
Pause. Engage.
More football now and getting better by the week. This time, Luamanu protects it, and Smiley, as the captain, makes that decision to run it to the line through Raikuna. He's not actually held there, so can crib a metre or two. And Wilson, vice-captain for the squad, also taking some responsibility. The timing of the tackle from Lynn up on Luamanu was precise. And this is King, and he's within 6. Smiley with a quick recycle this time. Now these magical backs doing their tricks. And Boddicker is among them. Walker. Oh, the double round was good from the hooker. Parsons. And they have responded immediately. A try apiece.
Well, what a response. That's a good thing about North Harbour is they like to attack with ball. They've got a guy at 10, Boddicker, who really likes to take the long line on, Tom, and they've done a fantastic job here, getting back in the game. Nice wee loop around. And like I said, Boddicker taking the line on, quick ball. Willie Walker, lovely ball here. And that's just a fantastic try by Parsons backing up.
Yeah, it was really quick ruck ball in all of those occasions too, which led, I guess, to the Southland defence just being able to organise itself to defend properly.
Well, 5 minutes of non-stop try-scoring action. What more could you ask to start your Saturday afternoon fair of rugby? And Boddicker, I saw him practising from out here earlier. Didn't slot too many, but was very close, so he's obviously worked out what he needs to do when it matters. And that's it. Straight down the middle. Most impressive in difficult conditions. 7-all.
Yeah, that is a fantastic kick. The wind tends to come off the end of the stand, this end of the field, and tends to blow the ball to the left of the post, but he hit that so well. Parsons, good body height too, Tom. And over for a try. That's a great reply.
He looked a bit surprised he got the ball.
He did, Mel, didn't he?
He certainly knew what to do with it. And that hung in the air for a while. Been secured. Pressure on. Nearly applying it, but Harbour, that was fine. Yes, picked off the bootlaces by Watt. No mistake there. I agree with the referee. Luamanu, well, he'll try and hold up several forwards. Smiley's demanding some support. He gets some. It'll be Boddicker. Oh, very close. Cowan, a good chase. But Boddicker good under pressure.
Yeah, very good. I don't know what both teams are actually thinking here. You get a try, get the ball off your kickoff, and let's get out of your own sort of 22. Don't muck around. We've seen both teams, Mel, try and pass the ball under pressure.
Yeah, well, North Harbour have actually lost territory stakes in every single one of their games, so they don't actually kick the ball very often.
That hasn't worked, Mel, so let's try something else perhaps. And King gets Cowan and buries his head in the turf, but the ball still comes the Stags' way. The inside pass to Barrett. The defence sound on this occasion. Hall, with Cowan trapped, is going to be the distributor. And he's favouring the short side with Wilson and Lynn. No way through there. Running out of space, change of direction. Cowan now available. Saunders floated across to Chamberlain, but up to make the tackles are fire, so North Harbour more accurate now after that early lapse. Pass across to Cornforth, who's got a taste for the goal line, but it's been taken away from him. Wilson Lynn and Saunders. Chamberlain this time more successful in getting progress. Slowed by King, but not stopped completely. The crowd rise as the Stags get closer. Timboy's within 2. He's recaptured his form in recent weeks and was a danger, but the off-the-head men's play continues with Wilson looking at where to go. Robinson comes off his fingertips. Across, says the referee, so Hardy to tidy up yet again. Pokey. K. Pokey within a couple. He'll always progress with a number 14. Wilson looks for a gap that's not there, especially when Afiaki's standing in the middle of it. Robinson fares little better because a wolf beneath them pulls him down. And, they continue on with this positive approach, the Stags, but the accuracy not quite there. Beckwith has to be conservative. Tuatavaki managed to pull him down, and then the turnover came, and first there, first served. So North Harbour have done a very good job under an immense amount of pressure. And David Hall comes round, but a little prematurely, retreats, and play continues. And North Harbour, they may have the wind behind them, but they're not going to use it. And why would you when you've got gas like this through Raikkonen? So David Raikkonen steps, the pace is on, the cover tackle misses. Done a great job, Pokey slowed him down. But the danger is imminent, and the try is scored.
Try, it's on the line.
What an amazing sequence of play. Erwin Finau with the points. But what a counter-attack from afar.
Well, Tom, I don't know about you, but we're going to be puffed at the end of this game if it's going to carry on like this, mate. What an outstanding try. One end to the other. Afiaki set it up with his big hit down here, just under the post. But they've turned around, they've turned the ball over, and they've shifted it with some purpose. And a fantastic run here by Raikkonen down the left-hand side. Beats Robinson, absolutely wastes him. Pokey's been done as well. Turns, offloads, and the strength here is just magnificent. This is really, really well done. It gets the ball over just on the line.
I'm just trying to work out how Raikkonen actually did this. Like he sort of slows up, uses a bit of footwork, steps on the left foot, then he's back to the open side again, running down, changes his pace, and then he pops that offload up. It was great. He looked like a snake, and a snake charmer was out there with the old flute.
Well, he definitely got Robbie Robinson's number, didn't he, guys?
Well, his defence probably hasn't been his highlight so far this year.
Well, John Hardy, I think he made the only meaningful tackle in the entire sequence. He was busy at the other end, so Bodkin this time just as accurate. 2 magnificent kicks, 3 fantastic tries. Harbour in the lead, 14-7.
Wow, what a great start to a Shield match. I hope everyone's strapped into their seat, because if we carry on like this, guys, this is just going to be awesome to watch.
Yeah, but guess what? I think it's just starting to rain.
Oh, no, Mel. I hope you've got your coat down there, mate.
It's just psychological. Let's hope it doesn't stop the flow. Walker's kick. Well, kick for touch. Just to take your advice eventually, Brendan.
Well, Southland will really want to just get a bit of control back in here. And look, you've got to admire North Harbour. They've come out here, and this is exactly what you have to do when it comes down to a Shield. You've got to go out there and attack, and this is exactly what they've done.
I know they're frustrating their fans, because you look at the team lineup and they're capable of all sorts, and we're seeing all sorts. And here they go again. Why change your philosophy when you've pulled it off so well? Running at them and keep going. Tuatavaki this time. Running with confidence. Bodika taking the right options. A little backdoor pass from Walker to Raikkonen, and ooh, not far away from being legal.
Well, you've got to admire Chris Pollock. He's right on the spot there. Mel, that was right in front of you. I possibly would have let it go, to be fair. But
yeah, I think it was a touchy that actually pulled that one. Oh, yeah,
well,
looks
it
like
was
a travel forward,
wasn't it? Yep.
But love the tricky play, though. Beautiful by Willie Walker.
A standard pass might have just worked.
May have worked, yes.
Yeah.
Not as pretty. Somehow I don't think it's going to be that kind of game, do you?
Well, I don't know. And at the end of the day, you don't get yourself on TV if you're just doing normal passes, Tom. So
not on the highlights package anyway.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
20 points in 13 minutes. Only Southland fans could ask for more. And that handling just, I thought he might have put it on his boot, James Wilson. Couldn't get his hands around it. And the scrum, again, in favour of Harbour.
Well, it was a good scrum by Harbour here. They put a lot of pressure on. They've got two big bookends, these guys. Afiaki and Afoa, they're big lads in this scrum here. They put a lot of pressure on. They turned the scrum. They just put a lot of pressure on James Wilson, who tended to be sort of looking to drift off the ball a touch.
No argument there at all with the call. A clear knock on. So
touch. Pause.
Southland under pressure. And the scrums solid both sides. Bodika to Tuivaki. Both the wingers coming from all quarters to contribute. Almost busting through was Wilson. Lynn made that tackle. And Boys the next. Smiley just on the 22 and outside. A little juggle from the try scorer Finau, and he controlled it well. Parried it from one hand to the next. That was fine. Luamano pushed out of the way, so the ball could be spread, and I don't think anyone knew that move. So we'll have to make something else up. Get the feeling they improvise a lot in Harbour.
Yeah, they're doing it well, Tom, at the moment.
Absolutely. Bodika, Luamano, watch out, here I come, haul round the ankles though. Slows the giant. They already haven't got any further than 5 within the 22. Came up with a new idea. The latest is Afiaki. Bounced off Hardy, but the number 6 slowed him. Ball squeezed out, uncontrolled by Harbour, and Southland have pounced, and Cowan will make sure they get rid of it. What's the philosophy now? Ball in hand, is it? No, Lynn, the charge down. It's come off a Harbour boot, so it'll be a Stag throw.
Wow. It's just been frantic game of rugby at the moment. There just seems to be no real sort of looking to kick the ball out of their own 22 or their own territory. They're turning the ball over. They don't really necessarily have to play rugby in this area of the field, Southland. Probably get down the other end and play some rugby down there.
And perhaps they believe the forecast and think it's going to be wet later, and they'll just keep it in hand while they can. David Hall tends the tidy up. Cowan with choices. He goes to Hardy. King with the tackle. Just one Harbour player there in that melee. 2 now, but not enough. Cowan, his kick, chaseable, highly chaseable. Held up longer than many thought. But it was a lovely catch and step by Raikuna, hasn't he? Started his day well. And kept the ball in play. Wilson will want to do the same, but can't. Out-muscled.
Yeah, Raikuna is definitely slippery, isn't he, Mel? He's certainly proved he's ready to play today.
He's looking fit. Ready for a good 7 season, I'd say. But you can see, I guess Southland aren't kicking the ball that often or kicking to retrieve it, because that wind they're kicking into is reasonably strong, because that one certainly held up in the air.
That held up long enough for Beckius to grab it comfortably. And Hardy, how many touches can a man have in a game that's only quarter of an hour long? Cowan with Beckius nearby, bulldozing his way through. Couldn't get past Watt in the end. King with the tackle to slow Barrett down. Ball available. Wilson steps up. Beckius busy. Now Saunders chancing his arm. Luamanu made the tackle. Pokey has a go. Dispossessed in the tackle. Turnover. Raikuna kicks the ball away. Will the referee decide that's a sufficient advantage? Well, he gained 30-odd metres and more. So the answer is yes. Robinson with the acceleration. This time no way through. Cowan change to take it for Hall this time. Almost expect Beckius to be the next receiver, the amount of times he's been close by. Wilson, Saunders and Nally, the tackling fierce. Much better tackles from Harbour this time round. Aggressive and capable of turning it over, but McIntosh did well enough.
Throwing plenty of numbers in there, Harbour to try and turn the ball over, but Southland seem to have kept it. Unfortunately, just going back and forwards across the paddock at the moment.
They look a little unsure of their tactics. The run it at them at all costs backfired a little bit, so having a rethink perhaps. Turnover, Boddicker seems keen. The referee says it's Southland defending.
Release straight away.
Oh, there it is. Release straight away. Luamanu straight over the ball there. Made the tackle. Pushed him to the ground and straight on the ball. Had all rights to it. And here's an opportunity for Boddicker. Here we see here. Harbour just seem to be attacking the rucks really well. There's Luamanu straight onto the ball, over the top. Robbie Robinson against the big number 8. I'm afraid Robbie Robinson's not going to win that one.
Couldn't have got a better example of that law than Boddicker. Extraordinarily high kicking stats for the year. And somewhat forgotten man with the emergence of all the other first fives around at the moment, but I know there's been a lot of talk from the likes of Grant Fox and Justin Marshall about first fives not taking it to the line, and this guy does exactly that. He also kicks all the goals that matter. Ben Boddicker on song.
Oh, really Harbour. I'm sure that the coaches, Len Barry and Jeff Forson, will be sitting back there. They'll be very, very happy with the way these guys have started this game.
Yes, I think Jeff Forson in particular will be delighted. The Southland boy through and through, and standing All Black. And he's back home to take the shield. He missed out last time, but who knows? This team has come with purpose. And a fair amount of skill. That'll come off a Southland leg, and they'll get 20 minutes, will Harbour in the throw. No, ooh, not the goal.
Very interesting. Oh, once again, we see Harbour not really that interested in kicking the ball. Here it is here. Oh, straight between his legs.
They've obviously said to themselves, well, we've got more X factor in our back line. Let's try and find some holes out wide at this point.
Yeah, they're definitely doing it.
Yes, and it's a capital X today, but likes of Parsons, he knows where to be. That's close to where the action is. And Wolf, oh, this time the offensive defence by Southland was very effective and shut him down out wide.
Yeah, both times Willie Walker just trying to get that ball away. We've seen it again here, just trying to get it under pressure, man on him as he's getting the ball. And that's some fantastic defence by Southland.
Ball's thrown, terrific view there of how straight that was, and it was. And Beckwith is having a field day. They're not really even challenging him. Hall chops and changes direction. Luamanu, who's often criticised for perhaps a low work rate on defence, has stepped up today.